Hello and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're really tearing into a stack of sources about a film. It's one that's not just stirring hearts, it seems, but sparking some truly vital conversations.
Yeah.
We've got the reviews, insights from the director, and even some, deeply personal reflections from stars and critics.
Yeah, the ones who've actually seen it, experienced it.
Exactly. Our mission today, to explore Sitaare Zameen Par. It's the highly anticipated 2025 film. And we want to unpack why it's being called more than just a movie. People are saying it's an emotion, a call for compassion. But how did a superstar's self-imposed break,
Yeah.
seemingly stepping away, lead to this? His arguably most profound comeback.
Right.
A film that's apparently not just entertaining, but actually reshaping national conversations around inclusion. It's quite a journey we're charting.
It really is. And it's a compelling example of cinema acting as a catalyst for change. What's particularly insightful from our sources, I think, is how this project came to life. We'll be looking at the deep personal investment from, the cast, the crew, and how their commitment is already pushing these dialogues about neurodiversity and inclusion forward, way beyond the screen, actually.
Okay, so let's start right there with that unexpected return. After Lal Singh Chadha in 2022, which had a bit of a muted reception, well, Aamir Khan made a very public statement, stepping back from acting.
He was quite clear.
Yeah, he said, I've been working nonstop for 35 years. I want to take a break, spend time with family, reflect. It really felt like a definitive pause, didn't it?
It did. And yet, as our sources show, it was precisely during this sabbatical that something, shifted. An extraordinary shift. He came across the Spanish film Campeones.
Campeones, right.
And it just resonated with him so profoundly, apparently, that he felt this undeniable urge to adapt it for Indian audiences specifically, and crucially with heart and honesty. That was his phrase.
Heart and honesty.
So this wasn't just, another project. It felt like a real passion that pulled him out of that break.
And not a quick turnaround either. The dedication here, reading through the sources, sounds immense. He started developing it back in 2023, pouring almost 2 full years into prep.
2 years. Wow.
Yeah, everything from casting, workshops, rehearsals, and really extensive emotional groundwork. He later talked about the film's core message, saying, I saw something powerful in this story.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about differently abled children. It was about how we see them.
And that quote is so critical, I think, because it really signals that subtle but profound shift in perspective the film is trying to champion. It suggests the story isn't just about the challenges these individuals face, but more about the societal lens, how we view them. And this sets the stage perfectly for the main character, Gulshan Arora, played by Aamir himself. He's this, arrogant basketball coach who gets court sentenced to train a team of children with intellectual disabilities.
Right, the classic reluctant mentor setup almost. And as you probably expect, his first reaction is dismissal, frustration. But here's where the film's quiet brilliance, as the sources call it, really starts to shine. They emphasize how the narrative carefully details his transformation. It shows how these kids, just through their authenticity, their joy, they teach him.
Yeah, they teach him patience, empathy, and a much deeper sense of what real achievement means.
It's described as simple, yes, but the emotional punch comes from how it touches on, sports, childhood struggles, societal neglect, and finally these genuine triumphs, but without easy answers or, too much sentimentality.
And that brings us neatly to the craft behind it all. How did they achieve that authenticity? The screenplay by Divyanidhi Sharma and the direction by R.S. Prasanna, they're really lauded for striking this delicate balance.
Balance seems key.
Totally. Managing to entertain while delivering a powerful social message, but, and this is crucial, avoiding that overt melodrama you sometimes get.
Right, which can sometimes undermine the message.
Exactly. Now, some critics did note the plot might be a bit predictable.
Okay.
But its impact, as the sources make clear, comes from its unwavering commitment to emotional depth and sincerity, not really from narrative twists.
Sincerity over surprises.
Ugh.
And Aamir Khan's own prep sounds incredibly rigorous.
Oh, absolutely.
Months of basketball training, therapy workshops, working closely with neurodivergent individuals, their coaches.
And the sources really highlight his, almost unprecedented 2-year exclusive dedication.
2 years just on this.
Just this. No other film during that time, that level of immersion is, it's something else.
Yeah, that's dedication.
It really is. And he even spoke about the personal toll, the transformation. He admitted it was emotionally exhausting yet fulfilling. I cried every night after rehearsals with the children.
Wow. Every night.
Yeah. And then he added, "They taught me acting is about honesty, not performance," which suggests the process itself fundamentally reshaped his approach, blurring the lines between just being an actor and becoming an advocate almost.
That's powerful. When you read about that kind of toll, it makes you think about the invisible work of acting, especially with sensitive subjects. And he wasn't alone in this deep investment, right?
Yeah.
Janelle Deshmook,
Playing Sunita, his wife.
right? She prepared by meeting families of differently abled children, really trying to understand their home dynamics, their emotional journeys.
Yeah, adding another layer of authenticity. But if you ask the sources, the real soul of the film,
The soul.
yeah, that's the word they use, and a huge contributor to its sincerity, it comes from the 10 neurodivergent debut actors.
The kids on the team.
Exactly. These are real-life individuals with autism, Down syndrome, even Fragile X, which is a genetic condition impacting cognitive development. They went through 4 months of specialized workshops. Coaches, counselors present on set daily, ensuring comfort, dignity, safety.
That's crucial.
Absolutely. And their unfiltered spontaneity, according to everyone, brought these genuine moments of magic. Stuff you just couldn't script or get from traditional acting.
That authenticity, it clearly hit home. It resonated. We've gathered some pretty incredible reactions.
Yeah. Like what?
Well, Darshil Safari, the young star from Sitaare Zameen Par.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Perfect person to comment.
Right. He shared, "This film made my heart feel fuller, softer, and happier. No pity, no preaching."
No pity, no preaching. That says a lot.
It really does.
Yeah.
And Virdaus called it really good and breezy. It's fun and meaningful. Go watch it.
Breezy, fun, and meaningful. That's a tricky balance to strike.
Definitely. And even Sachin Tendulkar, the cricket legend, weighed in, called it a film with the power to bring people together.
I praise indeed. What about just regular folks? Social media.
Overwhelmingly positive. Common themes were a movie with heart, an emotional celebration of dreams, and this one came up a lot, Aamir Khan's real comeback.
His real comeback. Interesting framing.
Yeah. And one particular scene gets singled out constantly,
Mm-hmm.
like the emotional anchor of the whole thing.
Okay, tell me.
It involves a nonverbal child on the team. Throughout the film, he keeps missing the basket, just can't make the shot. Then, finally, he scores. And the description from the sources is so vivid, the room falls completely silent.
Complete silence. No music.
No music, no background noise, nothing, just silence.
Wow.
And then Amir's reaction, it's incredibly simple. He just places a hand on the child's shoulder, leans in, and whispers, "Tutosab min sitara."
You are truly a star.
Exactly. And the sources emphasize that single moment, the silence, the quiet dignity, all that unseen effort finally paying off, the pure joy. It captures everything the film is trying to say.
That sounds like a masterclass in understated emotional impact, just letting the moment breathe.
Absolutely. So, okay, moving beyond the screen.
Yeah.
What about the broader societal impact? Is it actually having one?
Well, according to our sources, yes. It seems to be delivering some significant social benefits already, primarily by raising crucial awareness about neurodiversity and just the everyday challenges of inclusion.
Making things visible.
Exactly. And if we look at the bigger picture, it seems to be actively encouraging parents, teachers, maybe all of us, to move beyond those often limiting labels: special, disabled, fostering genuine empathy, not just sympathy, which is a key distinction.
Empathy over sympathy.
Right. It also seems to be inspiring other filmmakers, other creators to actually include authentic representation of people with disabilities. That could mark a really powerful shift in storytelling norms.
That would be significant.
Hugely. And on top of that, NGOs and disability advocacy groups are already campaigning for it. They want it declared tax-free, shown in rural schools.
Which would just amplify its reach and message massively.
Exponentially.
So the final verdict then, pulling all these threads together,
Yeah.
Sitaare Zameen Par, is, well, it sounds like it's not just a film.
No, the consensus is it's an emotion, an experience, a resonant call for compassion that genuinely stays with you.
Stays with you.
Yeah. And it really stands out as one of the most sincere, most impactful attempts at truly inclusive storytelling in Indian cinema. Its success, as the sources repeatedly point out, comes from that combination. The deeply invested performances, the raw, unfiltered talent of the neurodivergent cast, and this genuinely uplifting message that feels earned, not forced. It's quite a remarkable piece of work demonstrating the power of, intentional filmmaking.
So what does this all mean for you, our dedicated learner listening in? This deep dive into Sitaare Zameen Par, it reveals a film that doesn't just entertain, though it seems to do that well, but it truly challenges us. It asks us to reconsider how we perceive difference, ability, shifting our focus maybe from what someone can't do to what they can.
Right. And thinking about that in the broader context of art, it raises that important question, doesn't it? How can cinema not just reflect society, but actively shape it? This film isn't just about what you're seeing on screen. It seems to be about actually shifting perspectives, fostering a more empathetic world. It really shows the power of storytelling, I think, to create real, tangible social change, one heart at a time.
One heart at a time. The sources really urge us, if you're a parent, take your child. If you're a teacher, take your students. If you're a dreamer, well, take your heart. This deep dive really shows that Sitaare Zameen Par isn't just something to watch. It sounds like an experience designed to teach you how to see.
How to see, that's a good way to put it.
So we hope this deep dive has given you a richer understanding of this really impactful film. What stands out to you? Maybe consider what other stories, films, books, anything have challenged your perceptions and taught you to view the world a little differently. Thank you for joining us on this exploration.